Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've chased down the Mustang Hunter. He's here in Suite 203, the Media Center, the IHRA, and you just said the rebirth of the IHRA. Bill, how you doing? Tell us all about your weekend.
We're doing great. A pleasure to be here. What I see with the rebirth of IHRA is phenomenal.
Be specific about that, because for me and watching it happen over the last couple of races, there's a lot of things that I could speak very highly about this organization about, but what does it mean to you?
What it means to me is when the owner himself spends an hour in my pit yesterday and wanting to hear the response and my feelings towards what I'm seeing here, having raced the original IHRA, NHRA, USSC, Super Chevy, UDRA, I've been everywhere. Nostalgia Pro Stock, as you well know, I ran a Nostalgia Pro Stock for a couple of years. Warren Johnson lookalike car, we started with this mountain motor car, 8 of us with the original NHRA venture. And, I've never driven an automatic race car. I might hurt somebody if I do. And I've always had something in my hand and clutches under my feet, and I'm proud to say that. And what appeals to me with this mountain motor car is, we deal with the weather, changing weather. We deal with gear ratios, clutches, tire size, 4-link. I mean, it's all crucial in these cars to make these cars go down these racetracks. And that is the one thing that's appealing to me, is it's all about the engineering aspect of it. And as you said, we do it in-house. Jerry Janota builds my motors. Him and I have been friends for 45 years, best friends. And he built Pete Berner's record-setting championship motors. And Pete and I are personal friends, good friends. And when we got into this, Jerry was the guy that finally gave me the last kick in the pants and said, "Hey, you need to do this. Let's get back at it, and I'll build the motors. You set the car up, and let's do it." I still enjoy driving. I drive the rig. I won't trust anybody driving that rig down the highway. I'm just funny that way. Been driving semis since I was 18 years old. Got my chauffeur's license, so it's not something new. They do all the maintenance on all the trucks, and we build them in our shop. I enjoy the mountain motor car class more than Pro Mod. As you well know, I had a Pro Mod car. I was one of the original Pro Mod guys. And I love the Pro Mod cars, but there's something about these naturally aspirated mountain motor cars that's appealing to me. I love it. There ain't nothing like letting go of that clutch behind a 830-inch Hemi, and listen to her grunt. And, I've knocked on wood. I've never scratched one all my life. Don't plan on it. And we're going to go after it. This IHRA rebirth is phenomenal. What Daryl talked about yesterday with me was zipper kept.
Wait, you're not going to tell us about what you spoke about with Daryl for an hour in your pit, huh?
I'm not a rumor spreader. I'm not going to leak information. But there are some great things coming here at IHRA. Super good things coming here at IHRA. And this man has put his heart and soul into this, him and his team. He's got a great team of people. There's nobody here at this racetrack that doesn't say hello, that wears his IHRA uniforms. Nobody. Everybody reaches out to, when I run the first race at Milan, and I've raced Milan since I was a kid. I got pictures to prove it. I've been there. I didn't recognize the place when I pulled in. He's done a great job there. He's done a great job here. I mean, we raced here years and years ago. And he's a first class. I can't say enough about the man's class. I mean, him setting the world record in that boat was phenomenal. I wish I was there. I was thinking about hopping a plane and going there just to witness it. But I watched the footage, every ounce of footage that they put on YouTube and such on it. I mean, it takes a man with some large stones to drive a boat that fast in the Lake of the Ozarks. Phenomenal. And he let me in on a little secret about that boat. That
Come on, give it to us.
There's more.
There's more? Oh, how much more?
Well, I ain't gonna divulge that, but he did say to me that that 242 was just to
the beginning.
let people know that he's here, and that's a phenomenal boat.
It is a phenomenal boat. I thought you were going to say that you're the next driver,
Oh, no,
because Daryl, I'll tell you, you came real close to the shoreline, man. And I was worried about you, man. Maybe you need one of these guys to drive. I don't know. I'm just making a suggestion.
The one thing I'm going to say about the mountain motor cars, they're a lot different car to drive than a 500-inch car. I've had the opportunity, I've driven some 500-inch stuff, and almost you need to put an alarm clock on the dashboard on those cars to keep you awake.
Really?
Oh, yeah. A 500-inch car is, to me, piece of cake.
Oh, man.
They don't make the moves these big-inch motors make. These big-inch motors, if they're on a run, Ray Charles can drive one. They're very seldom. They're like, how do I want to put it politely for the media? They have a mind of their own. Let's leave it at that. Some days they'll go right on down Broadway. Other days they want to climb the wall. This particular car I fought a problem with this car. Nobody could figure it out.
What was it, Bill? Come on, I know you figured it
know
out.
what? I will not throw anybody under the bus.
Oh.
But it was a component that we had on the car that I put on the car, and it wasn't visible to the naked eye. And in Bradenton this past winter, I made Jeff Enslin, my crewman, crew chief. I give that kid a lot of credit. He's a great guy. I raised him when he was a young kid, known his father forever. And I made him kneel down and take a video of what that car was doing. And it had what I called the bunny hop. It would not set the tire and keep it set. It would set the tire, get off the tire, and then try and set the tire again. And it threw everything for a loop. And, 4-link bar moves, shocks. I tried 3 different valves on the shocks, different springs. I tried everything I knew on a 4-link. And I've been doing 4-links all my life. And the car would knock the back window out of it. And I finally found one place in the 4-link that would go down the racetrack, but it would gag the tire. So I couldn't get any drive shaft speed. And I finally looked at that video, frame at a time on my huge screen TV at home, and spotted the problem. And we made a component change and some adjustments and a 4-link bar move. And, well, you've seen it in Martin.
Yeah, it certainly is a step change.
It's phenomenal. It's a different race car.
Yeah, it really
I
is.
actually enjoy driving it now. Instead of being on the wheel, ready saying, okay, now what are you going to do? Now I sit back in the seat and just have a good time.
And that's awesome, Bill. And are you trying to replicate the good times of old? Because I love the way you do your shenanigans as you're staging, right? So you get in there, you get up on it, you're pushing people, you're dragging them in. I mean, it's really a lot of fun to watch him do his thing and stand right next to the car as you're going through it. It's so awesome. Tell us about your thought process as you're doing that.
I've got a lot of runs under my belt. I'm not bragging, I'm not saying, but on Super Chevy, I'm going to mention Roger Gustin and Bobby Cross in the original, but they wanted that. They wanted the crowd on their feet. And Charlie Carpenter is a good friend of mine. Him and I would get on that starting line.
Is this the one where you're reading papers as you're in the cockpit getting ready to go? Is this it?
Charlie would never come in first. We'd do our 8th mile long burnouts and back up, and diddle around. And I'd go in and I'd sit there and wait for him. And there was no 7-second rule back then. There was 7 minutes, And I'd sit and wait. And he'd try and burn me down. So I took the old newspaper, National Dragster, how far back this is going, and put it in behind me. And he went and then lit the first bulb. I lit the first bulb, and I went and rolled and lit the second bulb. And he's over there, and he's looking around. And as I reached and opened up the National Dragster, and I put it on the steering wheel, And I thought the starting line guy was going to do hand flips, laughing, and he fell on the ground laughing. And he's talking to the tower, and I couldn't hear it naturally, but the crowd was roaring. Here's Neri out there reading the National Dragster while Carpenter's coming in the stage. But we used to do that stuff and the crowd loved it. The crowd loved it, you know, and we were showmen. And the Super Chevy deal, Jeff Brozovich at Martin, Michigan, the old Martin, Michigan, when it was in the woods. Him and I swapped lanes. We shook so hard, we swapped lanes and went down the track in each other's lanes opposite. Well, on the way back, Phil Guston stops and goes, "Can you do that again?" He goes, "We've never heard this crowd roar like that." I trusted Jeff. Jeff trusted me. You know, we both shook hard, and we both crossed the center line. And, you know, and we knew we were safe. I could hear him, and he could, you know, knew where I was at. But the crowd went ballistic. It's all about the show. If they think they can rattle me, there's another instance where you were there. Did an interview. Somebody tried to rattle me on the starting line. Too many years experience. You can't rattle me. I don't get the butterflies in my stomach. I go up there and I race. Do my own deal. You want to try and rattle me? Hell, I got all day, you know. And as you well know, the old man still can cut a hell of a tree, you know.
You can. Yeah, you can.
I get up on that steering wheel, I'll put some double O's up there. My line, I think I had a 001 red, a 008, a 10, and a 12. I wasn't trying, you know.
He wasn't trying, but he is trying, I'll tell you that.
No, I just, you know, I've taken a lot of criticism with this car. I mean, this car, you know, I called it my redheaded stepchild. But it taught me so much. And it taught me, and that's what I'm after. I mean, I want to learn it. That's why we do our own four-link. You know, I have the shocks built. Penske, Eric is a great guy with Penske, but he kept changing valving and sending me different shocks and saying, "Bill, it's got to be this, it's got to be that." And the car would knock the back window up. And no matter where I adjusted the shocks or what spring, what four-link position, the car hated it. And it just wound up being a simple component. Like I say, I'm not throwing anybody under the bus. The component I changed probably worked great on somebody else's car. Didn't like my car. And it just took a while to figure it out. And I think I'm anxious to get behind the wheel. For once. I'm actually anxious to make a hit now.
Yeah, it certainly shows. You were one of the first vehicles here, one of the first trailers here, one of the first guys here. You know, looks like, sounds like Bill Neri is reinvigorated here at the new IHRA. So, you know, we wish you all the best, Bill. Is there anything else that you want to say? You have said a lot, and I will say this: the guy is wearing all the right apparel, right? Come on. Give me a break, right? He's definitely real. I'll tell you that. He is one of our best customers. I'll tell you that.
I don't have his underwear with real pros.
It's coming. It's coming. Scott and Chris out at Classic Graphics. I'm sure it's coming. I'm sure we got baby onesies too. All these guys are having babies now. But Bill, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for your effort. You know, I love watching you do your thing, man. It brings me back to the old days. I hope it brings you back to the old days too, because these are the best days, and we're getting a chance to do it again with guys like Bill Neri at the new reinvigorated IHRA. So keep an eye out for these guys that are coming at you, and there are more people coming. Right, Bill? There's a lot going on. This guy may have a big sponsor, huge sponsor. Can't say anything about it, but. A huge sponsor could be unveiled here, and then any time. It's danger close. It's imminent. So more and more people are realizing what's happening here. A lot of your colleagues and friends and racers are realizing what's happening here. They want to get into this class. One last thing, Bill. That's the exit question. Okay. Tell us about your sense of the Mountain Motor Pro Stock industry. What's the state of Mountain Motor Pro Stock? Not just here, everywhere, and who's coming? You know of anybody that's coming?
I'm not going to mention any names, but
me either.
There's some very popular people that are wanting to get back into this.
Mention Limo Guy 5 for 5% off of your order.
I've been approached about running 2 cars out of my trailer. And if I do run 2 cars, they'll both be mine. I'm not going to have another team work out of my trailer, just for privacy. If I do have a second car, the driver's already here. It'll probably start out as a backup car, and I mean, there's a hell of a driver that wrenches on this car. And he's been doing it a long time, and he would be one of the only guys I trust in a second car. As far as the sponsorship goes, a personal friend of mine owns a big corporation. He's offered in the past, and I could never give him the time that it would take to promote a good-sized corporation. And right now I'm doing some work for him at his private residency, and he's mentioned it 2 or 3 times. The colleagues that I work with, that work for him, have brought it up, and we're going to put together a promo package of demographics, you know, all the necessary documentation and the appeal for him. But this is the new IHRA is it's the up and coming, and it's given Mountain Motor a place to call its home. And for those who don't know this, Mountain Motor started here at IHRA. And I've always been a fan of Mountain Motor back when I raced pro modifieds. I've known Johnny, Monty, known those guys for a long time. You know, we're the old guys of the class here. You know, and it's going places. There's going to be some 500-inch guys that are going to take the wannabe Mountain Motor. What are the 500 guys? Whether they called somebody over there made a comment about us being the wannabes.
Oh.
We've got 800 inches, hood scoops, and wheelie bars, and we go 225 plus in a quarter mile, and we're the wannabes. But you know who you are who made that comment.
Oh, well, not to stir the pot.
A little mud at the camera on this one, huh?
Whoa. Well, Bill, Wild Bill, Mustang Hunter. Man, we're going to close it on that, on some controversy. No more. We can't take any more.
Explain that Mustang Hunter, because it rubs a few people the wrong way.
You know what, Bill? We're going to do that on the next one, because I got the Vosses coming in here, and they've been waiting patiently at the door. Go ahead, tell us about that Mustang Hunter. Come on, tell us.
You know, Jim Brando, well-known artist and sign painters, painted the Chi-Town Hustler cars years ago. I mean, another guy I grew up with painted my original 63 split window back when we were in our 20s, you know. He came out to do some lettering and stuff on her, and we were talking about Mountain Motor. And he says to me, he goes, "Are there any Mopars?" I'm like, "No, unfortunately not." I said, "But you know what I miss? The days when there was the Mopar grandstands, the Chevy grandstands, and the Ford grandstands. And you had people rooting for their car, their make and model. Today we just have the Mustangs and the Camaros. I drive a Cobalt because I cannot fit in a Camaro. Too big of a guy, I can't get in the damn door or out if the thing's up on its roof. So, you know, the Cobalt I fit in, and I like the Cobalt. I like the GXPs. In fact, my next car is probably going to be a GXP. And we got to kidding around about the Mustangs, Ford versus Chevy. I says, you know, we need to start that animosity again, you know, the Ford versus Chevy. He goes, Mustang Hunter. What an idea. I says, put it on the back door. And he doesn't do it on stencil. That's all freehand, you know. And we just kept adding to it and adding to it. And it rubbed a few people the wrong way, but that was the idea of it. Start that animosity. Get that Ford versus Chevy going. Nothing wrong with a Ford, you know. I'd drive a Mustang if I had to the grocery store, you know, but or maybe to the beach with the top down. But that's how that Mustang. And there's more to come. I told you what we were going to do on the back door with the hitching post.
I can't wait.
That ought to really rub some souls. But anyways, that's where the Mustang Hunter came. But it's amazing how many pictures are taken to that back door. And, you know, the cartoons, I'm a big cartoonist. All my heavy equipment had cartoons on them, you know, safety cartoons and stuff. But it's amazing going down a highway how many people are videoing me going down a highway when they go by me with their cameras. It's a colorful rig. Those are my colors. I've always had the yellows, blues, magentas, you know, burnt oranges. And I'm pretty proud of that truck. I love that truck.
Yeah, you should be, man. It's all good stuff. You still got the other one for sale, right?
Yeah, originally we were going to do some World Outlaw sprint car. A good friend of mine runs a winged 410 car, and he just couldn't come up with the money for it. But I never tried to sell it. It's a beautiful truck, beautiful trailer. It's a Champion trailer like the one I've got now. It's actually got nicer sleeping quarters in it, nicer kitchen and everything in it. And it's just, I kept it for him. He kept promising me that he was going to come up with some money. He never did. And you know, so I'm gonna put it up for sale. It's
all right. So, and if one of you guys buy it, I want 10% for a finder's fee. Okay. All right, Bill. So mention Real Pro Stock so I can get a cut of that. All right.
There's a couple newcomer mountain motor guys that are kicking around. The one was gonna talk to Bickle, and you know they're the haws about getting a car, looking maybe for a good used car. Offered to buy my Cobalt turnkey, and I don't want to sell it now. I mean, I'm happy with it and comfortable in it now. Pretty proud that we think we got a handle on it, you know.
Well, good luck this weekend, all right, Bill? All right, Bill Neri, I'm sure the Mustang Hunter's got to get out there and peruse the landscape for some Mustangs, all right? Everybody take care. Thanks for watching. We're at the IHRA. This is Hebron, Ohio, Darana Dragway, Hebron. AED Performance was founded with one basic premise in mind: manufacturing high-quality components at reasonable prices. We manufacture the finest line of performance and competition CNC machine carburetors on the market today. Reach out to us at aedperformance.com or 804-271-9107. If we can help guys like that, we can help you.